excited about. So
yeah. Oh yeah, the more stuff to paint or.
oh fuck yeah, it's never ending painting stuff. Yes, I got I think it's Carnival, but I've seen everybody else pronounce it Carnivali. But it is pretty much a horrific like horror magic thing happens in Venice, and Rome is just fucking nuked off the face of the earth in like the late 18th century kind of stuff.
Nice.
So it's like it has a very like Assassin's Creed vibe to it. But then there's like Cthulhu monsters, so it's pretty fucking awesome. And then the other one I got is Night Thirst by Whittle Goblin is her name. It's right
by
here.
a Widow Goblin.
Yeah, dude, she's so hot. Anyway, yeah, Night Thirst from Blacksite Studios, which is a battle royale miniature vampire game where you're hunting citizens in a city, trying to draw blood so you can make yourself powerful enough to then fight off agents, like stake agents that show up. It's very Blade. It's really cool. Anyway, brothers, sisters, gender resistors, hold please. I wrote something. I wanted to read it.
Oh boy.
Wait, Chuck can take notes?
No, I just wrote a new intro. Okay,
Oh.
ready? If everyone could just dim their lights really quick. As
Can't do
the
that
veil of night descends and the chill autumn warps around us, we find ourselves in the quaint town of Warrenville, Ohio, where the air hangs heavy with the scent of fallen leaves and the promise of Halloween. But beware, dear listeners, beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic celebration lies a sinister force, an age-old spirit of mirth and mayhem known as Sam. In this episode, we'll discover the intricacies of Trick or Treat, the film.
Trick or Treat. Or Treat is a different movie.
Or Treat.
Yeah, Trick or Treat's from 1986 or some shit.
Yeah, they literally had to call it Trick or Treat because they couldn't get the rights to Trick or Treat.
I don't know. No, I don't think it was because they couldn't get the right. I think the director didn't want to try and get the right. He just was like, "This will be easier,"
Yeah, probably,
and just go with that. But yes, we watched Trick or Treat. I like to always say Trick or Treat, although it's just Trick or Treat. From 2009.
That's how you say it, is Trick or Treat. I thought it was 2007.
So here's the thing.
Yeah,
it was supposed to come out in 2007, but Warner Brothers, being their stupidness, pulled it because Saw 4 was also like in the same vicinity, and they didn't want competing markets. Exactly.
Oh, so by the way, Saw, almost all the Saws are on Peacock right now.
Never
recording. So
I have seen the first Saw movie, and I've never had any interest in seeing any of the other ones.
The first two are good. Like I did enjoy the second one. It was
aren't there like 14 of them now or something?
Yeah, there's like 10 or something.
11, 12.
Because they have Jigsaw and you have the other Spiral.
Yeah.
After this, I think I've watched up to like 4 or 5, and they were just getting dumber and dumber.
I saw 1 and 2, and I think I watched 3. And I couldn't make it past that. It was like one Halloween I said I was going to watch them all. So this Halloween, this Halloween season, I'm going to sit down and watch all 10 because I think I would enjoy it now that it's kind of wrapped up. You know what I mean? 10 was kind of the last thing. So I'm more interested in probably now in getting in there. I'm trying to do that is like watch anthologies of stuff and sagas of stuff that I've never seen before.
A good one to watch. Emily and I discovered this. Yeah, Creepshow's good. Emily and I discovered this one, I think last year or the year before. It's called Tales of Halloween. It's on, I think, both Tubi and Amazon Prime. That one's a really good anthology. At least we thought so.
Okay.
It's got some comedy to it, and I think that's why we liked it.
Sure. Better or worse than Hubie Halloween, though?
I mean, Hubie Halloween is pretty low. I watch it.
I love Hubie Halloween.
It's great. I watch it, but it's not. It's a typical Adam Sandler movie. Yeah, and outside of Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, they've all been up or down.
I would say it's the
Adam Sandler is like the Wish version of Ernest movies now.
No.
Oh,
Because he has some good stuff. Like Pixels was a good movie.
What was?
Okay,
Pixels?
slow down.
Never seen it.
I liked Pixels. Come on.
No, it was not good.
It was
how
good.
dare you? He's had some okay stuff. Anyway,
more importantly though, so let's talk about Trick or Treat, because I actually liked this movie and I enjoyed watching it. And the blonde at the beginning of the movie definitely got what she deserved for saying she hates Halloween. So fuck her.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. She deserved. Fuck her. She deserved to die. Like without question.
She didn't follow the rules.
You have to follow the rules. Which, by the way, there's a lot of rules breaking that I was always taught from Halloween. And one of the biggest ones, which is why I think it's fine that most of the kids died in this, was they were knocking on doors that didn't have lights on.
Right. Thank you.
Yep.
Like, because especially those kids not the end, but when you get to the final story with Brian Cox's character, Mr. Krieg, he has no lights on. Why are you knocking on the door? What are you doing?
I could not make that make sense in my brain. I was like, man, didn't they learn anything? Why waste your time? They're not going to fucking answer. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm thinking about making a miniature Sam to put outside.
Oh,
like you know those bushes right by my front porch?
Yeah.
Like just set it right there.
Very nice.
So, Ron, have you seen this movie prior to this?
Yes, actually, this is probably the third or fourth time I've seen it. I really like this movie. I enjoy watching it. Like, I think I've watched it maybe every other Halloween for the past couple of years.
Okay.
Well, Halloween season, I guess.
Yeah.
Joey?
So this is a movie that I bought when it came out on DVD. I was dating, remember Michaela?
Yeah.
I was dating her at the time.
That was the blonde, right?
Probably. I don't know.
And she deserved to die.
That was Cinderella, right? Or Alice in Wonderland at one of the Halloween parties. I don't remember which.
Oh, fuck! I don't remember. That was so long ago. But I bought it there, and I remember hearing at the time, like, oh, this movie was supposed to come out at this time, but it didn't. No one really knew why, and then so I'm like, I got buy this movie, and I did. I loved it. So I try to watch it every Halloween. I want to say 2 years ago, the Regal Cinemas here in town showed it in theaters, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
Oh, that's awesome!
I got to see this movie in theaters. It was amazing.
I would think seeing this movie with a bunch of people who love this movie would be a really good time.
There wasn't a lot there, but yes, we all enjoyed watching it. And Chuck, I'm assuming you've seen this movie a few times. I'm me, I'm not a big repeat watcher guy unless it's very specific movies. This was ever since it came out, I bought the DVD of it, which is very unlike me. And it was like every weekend in college. This would have been 2009, so junior year, senior year of October, we watched this. This was like our weekend movie. Even after Halloween, we would still watch it occasionally. I unapologetically love this movie. This movie to me is the greatest Halloween themed movie ever made. It's up there, and I've been watching a lot.
I can agree with Chuck on that. I can't think of another movie that's Halloween themed that I like more than this one.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are probably screaming at us right now. Well, what about Nightmare Before Christmas? Fuck
that's
Nightmare
not Halloween themed.
Yeah,
that's It's both.
It's Christmas themed.
It
is a Christmas movie though.
Okay.
So it doesn't count.
This is the thing. First off, right off the bat, if you're an adult who likes The Nightmare Before Christmas and it's your favorite movie of all time, kill yourself. Secondly, it's not. It's fine. It's a fine movie. It does not deserve the hype. I said it's a fine movie. We've been over this.
I know, because I just listened to Toxic Avenger 3, and Chuck is always calling everything fine.
No, I usually label things perfectly fine. It's a fine
That's true.
movie.
Which reminds me, Joey, I have to send you a picture later.
Yeah, I gotta put that up. I think you put it in the group chat.
It wasn't finished.
Perfect.
It is the most mediocre movie ever. Anyway, I get why people liked it, but it's not fucking good. It's also
a testament to the time. Like I'll say our generation grew up with that, so people are like, "Oh, this is the best animated movie ever."
And it's fine, and they can be wrong.
Stop animation.
Whatever.
I guess
I've only seen bits and pieces. I've never actually seen it all the way through.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You're saving.
My parents were very strict in the 90s.
Yeah, super fair. But like rarely do we get Halloween movies that do Halloween like justice, like really good. Like I think like Halloween Town's all right. Season of the Witch, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
That one
is like it's fine.
Decent,
it's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Do you count the, like Halloween as like a Halloween movie?
Yeah,
it takes place during Halloween.
Well, it takes place on Halloween. The first one actually takes place on Halloween. Actually, the first two, because it's the same night. The second one,
right?
The rest of them is more the season because it's like leading up to Halloween. I'm
gonna be honest with you guys. I don't actually like the Halloween movies all that much. They're okay. That's it.
I over on Walk Through the Multiverse, over on the Geekverse channel, I do a Patreon every year. I have been called 30 plus Days of Halloween, where I watch horror movies, thrillers, and Halloween movies. I try to get a giant chunk of Halloween movies in there because the Halloween season. Trying to find anymore, I've been doing like series. So like this year I'm doing Friday 13th. Last year I did Halloween. Year before I did Nightmare on Elm Street. I've done like Paranormal Activity. I'm doing The Conjuring this year. But I always try to find some Halloween movies, like movies that take place on Halloween. That's how I found Tales of Halloween. But the Halloween movies I'm finding, not a lot of them have been great. They're usually low budget, crappy, small group of people. There are some decent ideas. Like I watched one earlier this year called Pay the Ghost with Nicolas Cage, and the idea where this witch comes and takes kids away like from their parents, and then like I don't know, like the entire movie, Nick Cage's character is like starting to see his son and trying to find him again. And it's like it's a very supernatural movie. It falls flat. It's not great.
That's a shame.
The third act is just bad. I think it was one of those movies where he took a paycheck to pay off his bills. But then there have been like a couple other movies. There was one I watched, I think the first year, called Uncanny Annie, and it is.
Oh, I like that.
I think I've seen that. Is that the game one?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
It's on Halloween. These kids are at this sorority house or frat house or something, playing a board game that they found in the home, and it's on Halloween. And it's a really good movie.
It's really Halloween Jumanji.
Basically, yeah. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was great. Charity and I watched that.
Hulu's Fright Fest or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
Halloween.
Yeah.
They did like a whole bunch of them because they did The Pledge. That one was really good too. They did like a bunch of horror movies. They did a weird one with like alien abduction. I didn't like that one nearly as much. But yeah, Halloween does had some really good stuff at the time. But
one thing I always liked around, I mean, not this time of the year, HBO Max, Hulu, Disney, they will have like their hubs for Halloween stuff. Max back in the day, they had like a scary or not so scary and very scary like boxes. It was something they did every day. It's like, oh, you could watch these movies and it's something different every day. And that was fun. Like I actually enjoyed doing that. Some of them were just like little shorts. Some of them were like horror movies.
Yeah. The Omen, was it the Omen or the Babysitter? The Babysitter was really good too.
The Babysitter was awesome.
Yeah,
the one
Netflix.
on Netflix. Okay, I need to watch it.
Dude, those are phenomenal movies.
Is that Halloween based?
I feel like it happens during Halloween, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But I think reason is like doing a holiday movie in whether it's Halloween, whether it's Christmas, whatever, limits when it's actually going to be able to be like seen. If it doesn't come out at the time that the holiday is, nobody's going to go see it. That's been like a time tested like thing.
Yeah.
And then like people aren't going to watch it year round. That's why horror movies are easier to make, because you can release it whenever, and then they'll also definitely get watched at Halloween. When you try to make a Halloween movie, it doesn't,
You're narrowing the specs. Yeah.
So therefore the only thing that gets greenlit are the shitty ones that are just really campy and over the top. This movie does it all fucking right. Yes. It's a little bit scary, it's a little bit funny. It gives Halloween like,
and the revenge is beautiful. People get what they deserve in this, and I love it.
And this is my favorite anthology style movie, which is, it's not actually an anthology. Yeah. It's just a bunch of stories loosely intertwined because they're all happening at the same time.
Yep.
And watching it unfold is really cool. Yeah.
And for the record, if hot werewolf chicks asked me to go out in the woods with them, I would die that night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's like,
oh my God. I was in the middle of watching True Blood when I saw this, and I finally got to see her boobs in this, but I got to see her boobs in True Blood.
You'll see her boobs here.
Yeah, you don't see her boobs in this.
You do a little. You do for a second.
There are only 4 boobs in this movie, okay, and neither of them were hers, or none of the 4 of them were hers.
It was close enough for me at the time, because it's all I ever wanted from True Blood was to finally see Sookie naked. I want to see Rogue naked.
That was like the first season, wasn't it?
No, it took like 4 seasons to finally see her actually topless.
Did it really?
Yeah,
I didn't think it took that long.
She didn't want to do it originally. She didn't want that to be her like character, was I'm naked. Also, I don't totally know if she was 21 when they first started filming that, and like that was like a thing for her too or something. I could be wrong.
I actually don't know how old she is, so
I think she's like right around my age.
Actually, I think it was only 18. And I say that because watching the Friday 13th, there is an actress in there, I think in the second one, that they had filmed nude scenes with her, but it turns out she was actually 17. So they had to like cut around all of that so they don't get like dinged.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 18 or 21. Okay. I mean, 18 would make more sense.
You go to strip club and they're 18-year-olds. They can't drink, but
yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Not in New York. I think you got to be 21 in New York to dance.
Okay.
I think ours have to be 21 to dance also.
But Vegas, nobody cares. So.
That's true. Yeah. I stopped going years ago when I saw a Deathly Hallows tattoo on the one as a on the back of the back, and I could make
you can call it a tramp stamp. It's fine.
It's a tramp stamp. I made a comment about, oh, that's a really cool tattoo. I really want to read the books, and she's like, "There's books," and I'm like, "Here's my $1. Just
sometimes there's not books, man. Or like sometimes people are only movie fans.
But the Harry Potter, and I understand if you watch just the movies.
What if she was fucking with you the whole time? What if she was just like, she's like, oh, there's books? Oh, I had no idea.
It didn't sound like that.
All right. Anyway, Trick or Treat. This is the best fucking movie ever made. Right off the bat, we have rules broken all over the place. The whole point is you gotta follow the fucking rules.
Gotta follow the rules. Here's a fun little thing that I don't know if you guys were able to catch or not. When I think her name is Emma, the blonde at the very beginning.
Yep.
She is taking down all of the Halloween stuff, which who takes down their Halloween decorations
on Halloween night? Yeah, what kind of psychopath?
But like she
deserved to die.
Exactly. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But like she's taking them down, and when she turns around to see the creepy kid standing on the sidewalk waiting for his friends, quickly, if you see it, it's a blink and you miss it. You see the 8 children that were on the bus leaving Krieg's house.
Really?
Yep. I had to go back and watch it. It's literally here is the kid. They're over here walking away.
That is awesome.
Oh, I remember it, but it never clicked in my brain that that's what that was. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, see, there's so many little good fucking things in this movie. They did such a good job of piecing it all together.
They really did.
Because I remember when I first watched this movie, I struggled with like the timing of everything and trying to make it all make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when like you see the very beginning when Emma gets killed, and then you see them in like
Well,
20
it
minutes
tells you at
walking
the
down the
top
hallway.
corner. It says earlier.
Sure.
Right.
I guess you're right. It does. It did.
I mean, earlier, but we don't. But still, and yet the time frame of it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense because the parade is still going. Like the parade is happening. It's also weird because like they make it seem like this thing is going into like wee hours of the night, but ultimately all of these events happen within like an hour or two of each other.
Roughly.
It's
Yeah,
like
give or take, because it happens during trick-or-treating hours, which we all know is from fucking like 4 to 7 or some shit.
Anymore, yeah. Before dark.
Yeah.
Although it's never that in the movies. It's always.
Well, I mean, when we were kids, shit, dude, I remember trick-or-treating for hours. Like,
must be nice. I never got to trick-or-treat as a kid.
Wow. Well, blame your parents.
I can't. They're dead.
Call them up on the Ouija board.
Them.
Good season for it.
Stop it.
Yeah, you can still blame them.
Yeah. Like, it's fine.
Shit, dude, I was even taking Levi out trick-or-treating when I was an adult. Like, after I got past, the trick-or-treating age, which is bullshit, by the way.
Also,
if you come to my house, I'm going to give you candy as long as you're wearing a costume.
But also, I lived out in the country, so trick-or-treating was like a mile. The next house was a mile away.
So. Yeah, so you have your parents drive you into the city and walk around.
Do that.
Then you steal their car. Oh.
Okay.
Did you finally get to go trick-or-treating? Like, ever?
I never. I've taken my kids, but I've never. Myself, I've never gone trick-or-treating.
I'm gonna take you trick-or-treating this year, Joey.
Yo, we're taking Joey trick-or-treating this year. Yeah. Joey, get a costume. We'll take you around, buddy. We'll hold
wait. I have a better idea.
I was going to dress up because I've got the Sam costume. I was going to dress up as him for this podcast, but I'm like,
that'd be a gigantic fucking hot. Sam. Holy shit!
All right, so listeners, Patreon.com/professional casual. Donate to the 301 tier so we can take Joey trick-or-treating.
Next year, because this episode comes out the week before Halloween.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
That's perfect timing.
Ron, I have a perfect T-shirt idea. It's Sam.
Week and a half.
Hold it, grabbing Joey's hand and saying, "Come on, we have to get going. We got to go."
Oh, that's great!
You finally get to go. Oh my god! Yes. Holy shit! Oh, look at that, Joey. Now you're on a shirt. Love that for you, buddy.
Anyway, so. Can we just say how much
Charlie,
little shit? Oh, Charlie,
the little fat kid.
Oh yeah,
he's never not the kid from Bad Santa in my brain, but
because he always has that dumb look on his face.
Yeah.
But man, dude, I tell you what, kids that smash jack-o'-lanterns
deserve to die.
Yeah,
I'll say it. I don't care. Fuck them kids. They deserve to die. Don't smash the fucking jack-o'-lantern.
But his principal was wrong. His diabetes didn't get him.
That's true. Well,
all the stuff he was puking up apparently was edible. Like it wasn't. I don't know what the director said, but it was something that was actually edible. And he was like, "I tasted it. It actually wasn't bad." I'm like, "Ugh, that's gross."
Oh, that's gross.
So he really is just a kid from Bad Santa.
I mean, maybe.
So I do have a question about that particular scene, though. So was he trying to just like figure out how many kids he could kill in the night? Because the principal like poisons the kid. I guess poisons the kid or something.
So not only does he poison the kid, but the candy bar that Sam takes from him,
had a razor blade in it.
Is the same candy bar he uses to attack Krieg. So like he had the razor blade in it. So yeah, he was killing kids. He was trying to kill as many kids as possible.
He was trying to teach them a lesson because he's a psychopath.
Yes.
I would love to see the news report the next fucking day because there was like how many? Well, we'll find out how many people get murdered in this at the kill count. But like, realistically speaking, like so many murders happen, very questionable things. People just disappear. And it sounds like this happens every Halloween, and yet it just, I guess, is getting covered up or something. Well,
so the werewolf girls that was their first time there.
Yeah, because they were talking about how much they're traveling like all over the place.
Yeah,
but the principal,
I'm assuming probably does it every year. But there's an allowance in each town for how many kids go missing. That's why we have the Amber Alerts.
Which,
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't start worrying until it's more than like 2 or 3 kids. You know, they're just like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like 2 or 3 kids, sure.
Kids getting
or
poisoned
one white
could have
girl.
just been. Yes, one white girl.
Yeah, one white girl or X amount of whatever else. It's usually how it works.
But you are right though,
Sounds
because there
accurate.
was about 11 people at the wolf orgy.
Yeah.
So like that's 11 people dead.
Yeah,
That's just gone.
yeah, super weird.
Then you factor in the girl that the principal killed in the alleyway. I mean, she's not, she's dead, but
yeah. And then the 2 kids they had buried in his backyard.
Yeah.
So
and then the
4 kids in the quarry.
3.
Yeah. 3 kids in the quarry.
Oh no, I guess there were 4. There's 2 boys and 2 girls. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the question I have is because so he pulls the tarp open to show the grave, and there's at least like 1, if not 2, bodies already in there.
There was 1 body already in there, and he put another body in there.
Right, but that's not the kid that he poisoned.
No, it was a different kid
because it comes to life.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm wondering if the first body was the kid, the Charlie, because he didn't have a head, obviously, because his head was down the basement.
Right.
But yeah, no, because the second kid had a clown arm or something on when he ripped through the bag and grabbed him.
Right. Was that I wonder if we saw the clown previously.
See, I was thinking that too. There was the kids that went up to
the bus driver's house.
Yeah, but that was at the end after he had already.
No,
that was before. Because
when he yells at him and tells him to get the hell out of there or whatever.
Yeah, he's yelling at him to help him.
He had his dog chase him away.
That's
him, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you might be right on that one.
Yeah, because so he's burying the bodies, and then he goes inside and goes downstairs to his son as the bus driver is fighting Sam in his own house.
Yes.
Those 2 events happen simultaneously.
Yes.
So that clown kid. Oh
Could've.
No, because he would have
had to have killed him in between walking in the house and walking out the back door.
Huh. I don't know.
Because he fights Sam almost immediately after he scares off those kids. Which then so no, it couldn't have been that guy. I mean, there was probably more than one fucking clown, but I don't know. Because I always thought it was, I don't know why, but I always thought it was the kid that he poisoned originally. But then it dawned on me, oh no, he chopped his head off, and that body came back to life. So I don't know. That's like the one like little inconsistency that I was and I'm wondering if they just cut that kid. You know what I mean? Like when he like abducted that kid or whatever. If they cut that from the movie.
Maybe he had that kid prior to killing Charlie.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially since I don't think Charlie died immediately. I think he did he not just pass out and then he chopped his head off, or did he actually kill him with
that's a good question.
Because if that's the case, whatever kid that was, maybe the whatever drug or poison wore off, and that's why he woke up.
It was Drano, wasn't it? Wasn't he pumping full of Drano?
Was it? I must have missed.
So he had a bunch of stuff sitting on the counter. So
yeah, I feel like there was like a syringe next to a Drano, and he was like injecting it. I feel like that was what it was.
Okay,
but I kind of might also be thinking of Urban Legend because I know they use Drano in Urban Legend. So
yes.
So Brian Cox's character in this, I love that they made him like the like stereotypical old man for Halloween. And then we find out
apparently he based his outfit on John Carpenter, the director.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
But and then the fact that he was also the bus driver and got killed in the end was great because those kids needed to get their revenge on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
It's just
Will's got a hard R in this movie a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
No, Not the word I was thinking of. I'm like, wait, I don't remember hearing that one.
Yeah, this one's very 2000. This is a very 2009 movie.
Well, 2007, but yes.
Right. Even worse because, but I would say by like 2008, 2009, where we're trying to like at least be a little bit more picky about it. But 2007, it was still the Wild West.
Well, that just showed you that those kids were assholes and they deserved to die.
Yeah, kind of.
Even I'll be honest, like Rhonda seemed like she'd have been a cool kid.
Right?
Yeah, she just had autism. That's it. Like she just had some like social autism. She was fine. There's nothing wrong with her.
There was, and
probably been a really hot e-girl, when she got older. Would be my guess.
Did you see the pumpkins that she had in her yard? That right there would have been cool enough. Been like friends for life.
Yeah. I'm confusing the story with I think something from Tales of Halloween, but maybe it's from somewhere else. Where similar situation, and it turns out like she was actually the monster all along, or a monster, like her and a sister. Like I said, I definitely confused it with a different story from a different movie.
Well, she knows Sam.
No,
she just saw him and
she didn't do anything wrong.
Yep. So he left her be.
Didn't do anything to her.
Lawful evil.
Am I okay?
Huh? It'd still be lawful neutral if it was anything. Because
we'll get there.
Okay.
We can make our arguments then.
I guess maybe I'm confusing it too, because I thought I remember her at the end walking in, like he was waiting for her on the sidewalk and she comes and grabs his hand. Am I thinking it was a different movie then?
See, I must have.
That didn't happen. I just watched this and that's not what happened.
Okay, so what the fuck am I watching? Where Sam is sitting on the curb and she walks up and she goes, like, busy night or something, and then like grabbed his hand, picked up. I must be thinking of something else.
See, that I recognize that. I remember that from something. I obviously wasn't this because we just watched this, but I do recognize what you're saying. I've seen that.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
And as a witch, she was a witch. I don't know.
What do you think it might have been? Well, no, because Halloween 3, they all kind of stuck together.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I also don't think I've ever seen Season of the Witch all the way through. So
the ending's weird. Not gonna lie.
So do you suppose the principal killed all these kids because his kid was so fucking annoying, but he didn't want to kill his own kid?
Oh, Billy was a little shit. Like 100%, he was a little shit. Dad, when are we gonna carve the pumpkins?
See, I actually thought that was really funny. That was like really good. That was
he's still a little shit.
Yeah, I'd say it's not that it wasn't funny. It's just that he was obnoxious as hell.
Yeah, I just really appreciated that. Like that was a really good bit of like highbrow humor to me, because it's my favorite joke is like the repetitive joke that's very funny to only me. So like the fact that they just keep going to the well with that and it just hits every time for me. I just because he's so mad at him, but he's not going to kill him because he's going to live his, that's going to be his legacy.
Well, he walked inside and he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, I don't go carve my pumpkin and wish my mom wasn't dead, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, he's given the impression that he's done with his child and he's going to kill him.
Right.
That's not what happens.
But then he sees himself in his child.
Well, his child sees his dad as well, because the costume he has is his dad's current. I don't want to say current costume, but it's his dad. With the blood or the vomit.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was his dad's shirt that he was wearing.
I don't know. It actually looked like it fit him.
It was really big on him.
Are we also supposed to assume that he killed his wife? That was what I gathered.
Possibly.
Yeah, I would say that's probably right.
So it was so we talked about all the pumpkins that Rhonda had, and in that segment, the kids needed 8 pumpkins to take to the quarry. I was really impressed that all those pumpkins stayed lit the entire time.
Right?
Yeah. Has anybody ever actually tried to pick up a jack-o'-lantern and move it? Like,
yeah, that impossible. Thing is exactly.
Yeah,
maybe they like stab the candles down inside of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Also, it was said in IMDb that no pumpkins were harmed in the making of this film. Because all the pumpkins, or most of the pumpkins, were styrofoam or ceramic.
Even the ones that what's his face was smashing going down the.
Those are probably styrofoam. Look, I'm just saying what they said. I'm not saying
I don't know
it's
if
right.
I trust them.
Yeah, it sounds made up. I'm not saying you're lying.
I'm
just
saying what
so real quick, was that the teacher's house that was in the cat costume having the orgy, or is that just like a random adult?
No, she's a teacher.
Okay, that's what I thought, because they were like Mrs. So and so or blah 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 or whatever. But that would have been terrifying as a child.
Because the gym teacher was there too.
Gym teacher was in the hot dog costume.
Hot dog costume, but fucking a pig, I believe.
And he dies later.
And you see the hot dog costume at the wolf orgy.
Right. Yep. That makes sense.
You also see at the wolf orgy? There's somebody dressed. Well, yes, but there's somebody dressed up as a giant teddy bear sitting on a log, and has got like a head on their knee, just playing with the head on the knee. Yeah, when they zoom in on Wilkins, it was in the background. I'm like, what? I had to rewind it to double check because I was really confused. It was kind of fun.
Huh. The most unrealistic part of this movie was them being able to find any sort of Halloween costume on Halloween, and it fitting, and their hair apparently already done in the exact costume that they were going to get.
Well,
completely unrealistic, not to point off for me.
Even those costumes alone, like you could find a costume on Halloween, not in a Halloween store probably. And you're right, not one that would.
Halloween's already packed up and left. Like they pack up and leave.
No, that's not true. Here we usually get a clearance week the week after Halloween. So
I think it's like a couple days after, because they close up really quick after.
Usually. Yeah, I've only ever known Spirit Halloween to do the day before and the day of. Here they'll do a 20% the day before, a 30% the day of, and they're usually gone by November 1st.
Like ours will go like 2 or 3 days, and then they close up.
Yeah, it's wild. Just hold on to that shit for a year. Crazy.
It's all good. But yeah, you're right. Like they should not have been able to find those costumes that they were wearing.
Yeah, no.
I'm not complaining because they were great costumes, but you're right.
They made me think of the fairy tale comics that we read.
Grim Fairy Tales, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those. Those are good. I also was annoyed by the fact that she makes a Three Pigs reference when she's dressed as Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Don't know why that bothered me so much, but because I remember that she's Little Red Riding Hood, and she goes, "Oh, come on, or we'll huff and we'll puff," and I was just like, "That's three little pigs. She's not the wolf. She's not a wolf.
She was a big bad wolf. I mean, technically, there is a big bad wolf in Little Red Riding Hood, also.
Yeah, but it's three little pigs.
It's mixing the mythology. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
But it's also
I'm just saying, they're dumb girls and it bothered me. I don't know. What do you want from me? I pulled a Joey and wanted to be like, actually, that's three little pigs, not Little Red Riding Hood.
I can't talk like that.
Okay.
Fuck off. Yeah, no, but it's just that if you actually listen, and because we knew what they were, like if you actually listen to what they're talking, their dialogue every single time, you can actually pick up that they're wolves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That they're eating people, and like I had bad Mexican, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, guys, what was the worst injury? What injury in this made you cringe the most?
Wilkinson's leg being broken and sticking out. That was kind of like, ugh.
Mine was the glass in Brian Cox's hands. Like after he falls down into the like, you see like the shards sticking out of like his palms and all of his fingers, and then he's trying to undo the locks with all the glass shards. And he picks up the shot. He shoots the gun with all that glass in his hands.
Yeah,
like
the recoil on that would just push it all into your hand.
Yeah. I was cringing the whole time and like digging at my palms because I could feel the glass.
Yeah. I think I struggle with broken bone stuff. Like when you guys send fucking shit to the boys chat and that's like a skateboarder breaking something, I'm just like, I can't even watch this. Like it's brutal. Sometimes I can stomach it and then I'll send one to you guys. But more often than not, it's just like I can't do broken bone shit. So I think that was probably the worst. Yeah.
That one, and also the other one I want to mention is when Brian Cox gets his Achilles.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so honestly, he wouldn't have been getting up after that. He would have been in so much pain, and he wouldn't have been able to use that foot at all because all the muscles would have just bunched up in the top of his. Ugh. Anyways,
made you sick already. Just yeah.
Oh, exactly. It's terrible.
But like that's a really good fucking fight scene for how absurd the idea of it is. Like old man versus little tiny Halloween spirit kid. Like that fight should not have been as good. Although I will say the part where Sam's on his back and he is twirling around and it's clearly a doll on his back is the funniest fucking thing to me. Oh my god, that was so.
Was it a doll? Because they actually had a stunt double, like a child stunt.
All right, if it was a stunt double, good on that kid for ragdolling himself. The most absurd thing I've ever seen. But I crack every time I see that because he's just like, and the legs are flailing independently of each other. Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's great.
Holy shit.
That's just how kids move, Chuck.
Yeah, fuck them kids. They all deserve to die. I don't know what to tell you.
No, you are right though. Everybody in this movie that died deserved to die.
Yeah, everybody that died actually deserved to die.
Yep.
Well, maybe not everybody. The girl in the alleyway that
okay, that's fair. I guess and maybe we don't know. Maybe the other kids that he killed that night. But yeah,
no. I would assume all the kids. Listen, none of those kids were good people.
The ones in the court.
Except for maybe Rhonda.
Rhonda was fine.
But it's also why she didn't die.
Correct.
Yeah. I also didn't appreciate that they were trying to make the tall kid like sympathetic. Like he was like no, you were in on it. You're the oldest. You should fucking know better.
Just because he's the tallest doesn't mean he's the oldest, okay?
I think he was the oldest though.
I mean, possibly. I thought the girl with the angel wings was
the oldest. She was the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she does something else. She like yells at one of them for some stupid reason. I don't know. She just reminded me of every fucking shitload girl in my high school when I was in high school. And I was just like fucking like reliving that shit.
But those bully kids got their comeuppance. So.
Yep.
That's true, they did. So was the idea that if they brought a jack-o'-lantern which allowed the kids to cross over? Was that the theory?
Maybe, and then the jack-o'-lanterns were supposed to protect them from the kids. But my question is, so being that, tall, lanky kid that was older than the other kids, when she shuts the door and the elevator starts going up, why would you have not grabbed the bottom of that fucker and rode it all the way to the top? Like, there were clearly spots on there that you could hang on and not get, mutilated by...
I mean, they're in a panic, so my assumption is they weren't thinking.
You ever seen a rat in a panic? They scurry towards high ground. I mean, come on.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, those kids were dumb, so they deserve to die. Like,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I don't think. We don't know how high that was.
True.
I mean, granted, it would have been cool to like have one of them try to and then fall, and then we would have gotten to see that. But
I mean, but that would also be a preferable death to being torn apart by angry trick or treaters.
No, then they get torn apart. They're still alive. They just break their legs. Or they can hold on and then rip the.
I think my leg is broken. I'm going to try the other one.
My last note I got is getting candy in a pillowcase. Like, I understand that was something that happened back in like the 50s.
I still use a pillowcase. Fuck you, dude.
Again, I never went trick or treating. I don't know the shit.
My kids use pillowcases.
Straight up, Charlie deserves to die because he was dragging his fucking sack on the floor.
But he also wasn't the only one. There was the three kids that what's his name? Krieg. I think one of them was dragging on the ground too. Wasn't there?
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
There weren't.
Yeah, I think you're right because there was a scene at some point in time where there were more than one bag. It's the first kids that showed up that he steals their candy.
Yeah. I thought one of them was dragging it as well.
Yes, they were.
Okay. But yes, but they also looked like I don't know if every single time we saw that it looked like whatever grease this candy had was.
I think it was supposed to be because the ground was wet. Because the ground was wet, so the bags would soak up the water. Okay. But yeah, it was disgusting.
So gross, yeah.
And no self-respecting child that wants to eat their trick-or-treat candy would ever drag their stuff along the ground.
Yeah, unless it was like overflowing with candy.
Even then, nope. You don't understand, Joey, because you never went trick-or-treating.
I never went trick-or-treating.
Yeah, you just get it, man. That's fine. You had a horrible
I had to watch movies and live vicariously through those.
Oh, you poor man. So the 3 rules were always stick to the sidewalk. Keep your candle. Don't blow them out.
Yeah, don't blow your candle out.
And what was the third one? There was 3. There's 3 rules.
Here. I don't think they ever actually said any rules. Let's see. Halloween.
It's right. It's like right in the beginning where they're doing.
Oh yeah, that little. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But so like the always keep the candle lit. That's like that is paid off in the movie. Like they do that. That's a huge plot to the movie. Did the side and whatever the third one is, which I now can't remember.
So it's okay. It's always this is according to just solid
leaving treats.
Always hand out candy to trick-or-treaters.
Okay.
Always wear a costume. Never blow out a jack-o'-lantern before midnight.
Okay.
That's from Trick-or-Treat. So
and that's why
stick to the sidewalks.
That's why he didn't kill Krieg because he got the candy bar from him when he stabbed him, and then he just took the candy bar and went away.
Okay, there's a few more. I guess there's more than 3, but this was just. There's always respect the dead, which obviously the kids in the Corps didn't.
Right.
Always check your candy.
Yep.
Never take down your decorations before November 1st.
Yeah.
Never hurt the innocent. Those are all of Sam's rules.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So
I said maybe he's lawful good then.
Yeah, he's not evil.
Right, True. So welcome to our new segment.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to our new segment called What is the fucking alignment of this character? Because I feel like more often than not, we watch these movies and we don't really talk about like, is the hero actually a good person, right? Or does the hero fall in alignment to an actual hero? Or does the villain actually fall into the alignment of a villain? And do the neutrals fall in line with a neutral? And the reason why it kind of got me thinking about this is I feel like true neutral is like the most lost alignment.
Well, that's because true neutral is all about a balance. It is like the way that they put it is like you do good things and you also do bad things to keep yourself there. Just right. Like you follow rules or break rules based on like keeping them balanced to where like, you know, if you steal something from the store, then, you know, you go donate to like a charity type of deal.
Do you want to give the 9 spots like for
so you have
alignments for the ones who don't know?
Yeah, so you have lawful good, you have lawful neutral, you have lawful evil, you have neutral good, true neutral, and neutral evil, and then you have chaotic good, which is where I fall in, chaotic neutral, and chaotic evil.
Right. If Queen is lawful good, then like Foxy Shazam is chaotic good. Like just to give you an idea. That's how I literally make that reference because I always tell people to go listen to Foxy Shazam. Go listen to Foxy Shazam. It's a fantastic band. Go listen to them. Bye Bye Symphony is one of my favorite songs of all time. But I always describe it as it's the chaotic good version of Queen. Is like if you're looking, and then like lawful evil would be like Meatloaf. Like okay. that's my like 3-way alignment of how of having to explain metal.
Well, wait, who's chaotic evil?
Probably Slipknot and or Ghost. I can't remember where I put Ghost in that.
Ghost is
probably I can neutral evil. I feel like Ghost is kind of neutral evil, like chaotic, but Ice Nine Kills was chaotic evil. That's
Ghost is a fun concept. I can tell you that.
I believe that, and they seem like a lot of fun. Anyway, my point was, I always feel like true neutral never gets played out right because people always take it as, I don't care. I only care about me, and so I'm never gonna do like a good thing or a bad thing.
That's chaotic neutral,
right? But that's how most people view true neutrals. And I almost thought that Sam was actually the closest thing to a true neutral in that he does do both good things and bad things. The reason why I say that, and I would like to know the reason why, he has a cat in his sack at one point because when he's walking away, the cat is crying while he has it in the sack, which is like one of the bad things about Halloween, right? Is like for as long as I can remember, my mom was always like, we don't let the cat out of Halloween because somebody's going to hurt it. You know what I mean? Like somebody's going to terrorize the cat. So we don't let the cat out at Halloween.
Are we sure that was his bag?
Yeah, it was him. It was him. Because it was the part where, he gets the first piece of candy by himself. Like, or the three group kids leave. I think it's
from Wilkins.
Yeah, I think it's from Wilkins. The three kids leave, and then he's just like standing right there. Yeah. Takes a piece of candy really fast, and as he's walking away, it sounds like there's a cat in his sack because he goes down the stairs and goes rah, like that. So like that's the
was it the dog?
No, it was definitely a cat. It was definitely
I meant the dog from next door. I didn't know because that would have been after or before he attacked Wilkins or Krieger, not after.
Right. So that's what made me think about it because like ultimately like he is doing both good and bad. Like he's doing a good thing by balance, or he's doing a bad thing by balance. No, he's doing a good thing by balancing with an evil thing. He's killing people. Right, he's killing people.
He kills people based on rules, which would make him lawful. So he'll be a lawful neutral character.
That's what I assumed. He was kind of more like lawful neutral because he does live by a code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wondered because he was just inherently doing a kind of a bad thing because we don't know why he had the cat.
Maybe the cat was doing a bad thing, and so he
maybe the cat knocked over a pumpkin.
And like maybe that scene just got cut out. That was my only like wonder.
Possibly.
But like
so earlier, I think actually last year, they Trick or Treat did a comic on Kickstarter, and it was like 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have been last year.
I've always wanted to read it, but it's like impossible to find like a fair price.
So again, they did a Kickstarter. I got it. I never did read the comic. I haven't read it yet, so it might be in there.
My understanding is the comic really actually fleshes out Sam's character as a whole. Like it talks about the rules that he has to follow and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'll have to borrow that sometime.
Yeah, I actually just opened it up today.
Also, a lot of the a lot of the art, like they did a really good job of finding actors that look like the characters in the comic. From my understanding,
yeah, I thought the comic came after the
No, the comic came first. I'm like 99% sure the comic came first.
Okay.
Because it was shortly after, but like the whole thing was this was originally a comic, and then they released a movie almost simultaneously. That's what I always.
Hold on, let me.
I feel like the comic came out in 2005.
Yeah, and you might be right. I'm checking real quick.
I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what it was. Because I tried to find copies of the comic, and it was like crazy expensive.
Yeah, I should have told you about the Kickstarter last year. Sorry.
Yeah. I do know that they did a trade paper when they released the movie, because you could have gotten it in a bundle, but it was like tiny and it fit inside the I think, or something like that. It was weird.
Yeah, the Trick or Treat DVD special issue, which came out in 2009. Trick or Treat trade paperback in 2009. October. So I think it looks like it released
simultaneous release.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or wait, hold on, because I think this came out in November. Was it released in November?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Such a staunch history. Is that a good word? Ron? Did I use a good word? Staunch.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Sweet. I liked it too. Favorite kill scene, Ron? Is
My favorite. Okay, look, because I am me. The werewolf thing.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
my favorite
actually
scene. Not just because of all the hot chicks, but because them tearing off their skin
yeah.
was freaking awesome.
Like it looked. I would argue that's probably the
So
most
awesome.
realistic skin being ripped off a body with underneath would have looked like. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
He did that specifically. The director did that specifically because he knew how messy digital can be, like digital special effects. And it was the same company that did the lichens in Underworld.
Yeah, you could tell by the way that they were shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still, I mean, but it was still awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was, Wilkins who was, preying on people, that just made it all the much better.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that he was a vampire, you know what I mean?
Vampire.
Right. Like he was a vampire, and like werewolves and vampires are mortal
Because
enemies.
werewolves are superior to vampires, yes.
Yeah. It was very. I know. I saw Van Helsing. Okay. I know the whole shtick. Yo, you want to run like a D&D game that's set in like the 1920s? That's actually just a bunch of like Monster Squad. You want to run that?
That would actually be kind of cool.
That's almost Call of Cthulhu-esque.
Yeah, Call of Cthulhu has all the weird rules about like psychological damage and like trying to investigate what's going on and stopping.
Call of Cthulhu is for tryhards that like super crunchy rules.
Fair.
Yeah. No, like or not 1920s. Like I did a one shot that was a lot of fun where we were a monster squad trying to solve who Jack the Ripper was, but we were all like different. Instead of like playing,
it's called Ripper, and it is. I have it downstairs. I know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, it was like a 3.5, all custom. Instead of races being like orc or whatever, we were like a Frankenstein and a mummy, and
okay.
There was a warlock was like a original one and stuff. It was cool.
I've got a set downstairs that's an actual like RPG, like of its TTRPG of its own that's set up like that, where like you play as people that are trying to investigate the murders that Jack the Ripper's done, and they've got a bunch of different classes that you can do. Like you can do like a normal person class where like you like just get like your regular shit. Then they've got like werewolves and they've got vampires and they've got like crazy monster hunters, and it looked like it was pretty awesome, which is why I bought it. But
interesting. Anyway, the best horror one is it came from the Late Late Show. If you can get your hands on it, it's fucking rad. You literally play out a B movie. And like if you're going to die, like because you yourself, you can call in like your stunt double to take damage. It's really fucking cool. It's really fucking. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Yeah, I have all the books someplace down on the bottom shelf. I'll haul them out.
If I would ever have time anymore, which that's
right.
Not for me.
All right, Joey.
So yeah, no, this was a great movie. All right, so
yeah, this is like I love this movie. It's the best. You can tell we liked it because we didn't want to shit on it. You know.
And again, there wasn't anything to shit about. Yeah, like I was watching the movie more than I was actually taking notes. I had to stop whenever somebody got killed to make sure I caught the kills.
I was pausing the movie every time I wrote something down because I didn't want to miss parts of the movie. So
this too.
Like that's a good testament to how good this movie is, and also like even the flaws of the movie you kind of just skip over because this movie is so good and at everything else. Like there's some like continuity issue here and there, which they kind of are a little able to. I think that they make it worse because they're time jumping, like because they're bouncing around. But
with the way that the storytelling is being played out, you can't forgive that because by the time you get to the end and it's like, oh wait, this doesn't really track up to what they said at the beginning. But more often than not, you've already forgotten that because of what has happened throughout the whole thing.
Right. And realistically, the first scene is actually in like the middle part of the event.
Technically, the first scene would be the end.
Yeah, because it's the last kill that Sam does.
which I don't count that kill again because we actually didn't see the kill.
Well, I just mean like it's the last kill that Sam does, but in relation to when the girls come back to the parade.
They had just
No, because the car that almost hits Rhonda
was the girls.
is the werewolf girls.
It's after the orgy because you see Lori what's Anna Paquin's character. Her hair's already down, she doesn't have a cloak on, there's blood on her neck. So it's after that, which is weird because they are ripping off all their skin and just tossing it everywhere. So
it probably grows back.
Sure.
Do you think we have to shred the werewolf side of stuff?
Probably, yeah. So they find all these dead bodies, all this skin, all this fur.
That'd be weird. Fuck.
I did like that part though because it was a nice little homage to Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf in London.
Yeah. Which one is it? Paris or London? London's the first one. Paris is the second one.
I don't know.
There's definitely two.
I've never actually seen either one of those.
Werewolves of London is a song.
No, American Werewolf in Paris is I think the second one. American Werewolf in London is the first one. Because one of them came out in like the mid '90s. One came out in the '80s. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember all of my horror friends were like really hyped for when Paris came out.
American Werewolf in London was 81. American Werewolf in Paris was 97.
Yeah,
that's a big gap.
I don't think it actually is tied to it, but I can be wrong. I don't really remember. It's a good movie though. It was I like them. I think they're good.
So for the kill count, it's either 24 or 25 because I can't remember if I counted the dog or not.
Did the dog die?
It was implied because according to the original script, the dog actually survives, but they decided to take that out to leave it ambiguous and because you do hear him whimpering, but you don't ever see him again after that.
Because he was a smart dog and he ran away.
Yeah, but don't we? Didn't we make a rule that we have to see the kill to make it count? Wasn't that a rule for a while?
If that was the case, then I would have a lot less kills on here.
Because no. Like we have to see the kill by the end of the movie. I thought that was like a thing. No.
See, I thought because
I feel like you and I argued about that one time.
But we don't actually see the kids being killed off in the quarry. One gets dragged off, and then we hear them screaming, but we know they died. The dog gets taken by Sam, and we hear the whimpering, but we don't see him die.
Yeah, true.
So that's just my argument for that.
I just feel like we had this discussion.
I think we've talked about something like this.
Right.
Maybe it was for things that we weren't sure if they were actually dead or not, though.
I did ask about the limb count, like if they were dead, do we count the limb count still? And I think we agreed yes to that.
We'll just go 25.
Dismemberment post-mortem. Yeah.
So speaking of limb count, we've got Emma, who lost all of her limbs. Head, arm and legs were hanging by the tree. Charlie lost his head. There was another guy who had lost his head because it was on the bear costume person was holding it. And then Sam lost a hand. He got it back. He still lost a hand.
And somebody either lost a penis or a finger.
It was a finger.
Okay.
And I don't know who that was. So yes, somebody else.
It was the clown, apparently.
See, but that's the thing. I figure if the clown was still alive, that maybe, I don't know. Like that was another part of the problems is that when they showed the bags, neither one of them had holes in it. And then the hand like busted through the hole, hole to grab.
Also,
Wilkins.
Just going to say, allegedly, if you're going to kill somebody allegedly with a shovel, you hit them with the sharp part, like the edge, not the fucking flat part.
Yeah.
Yeah, just putting that out there if you allegedly want to kill somebody with a shovel, okay?
Hypothetically, if that's the way you're going to do it.
Hypothetically, you want to treat it like an axe, not a hammer. There's a reason why we chop down trees with axes, not hammers, people. Okay. Anyway,
All right.
That's also the reason why the shovel would be the best weapon in a zombie apocalypse. Because unlike axes,
crowbar.
See, but a crowbar would still get stuck in their head if you hit them with it. A shovel, if you hit them with the flat part, you can smash the head, but you can also hit them with the sharp edge, and it won't get stuck because it's not shaped that way.
True. I just had always heard the crowbar because it's a multi-purpose tool because you can also open things with it.
I can open things with a shovel. I mean,
like people's heads.
Yeah,
like boxes and crates and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show you later.
You're gonna break your shovel, bro. It's not meant to do that. Anyway, chainsaw is the least good thing. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, 100%.
Lawnmower, not terrible.
Just take the front guard off.
Dead Alive when he like holds up the lawnmower and he runs at people.
Seems like you get tired quick.
How he didn't slice his fingers off is beyond me. But anyway, speaking of,
gap.
Dead Rising is getting a reboot, like a remastered edition. I'm very excited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, love that game.
Nice. Also getting a movie made, I believe.
Yeah, I'm less excited about that. But
there hasn't been a lot of video game movies are getting better.
From what I heard,
they choose are not the best choices.
Super Mario is like the only one. I like
Sonic's were good.
Sonic's were good. My nephew loves Sonic. I found out.
So. Let's see, Sonic's were good. There's a Tomb Raider.
It's a very fine line he's going to be walking here, but
there's a Tomb Raider animated show coming out on Netflix soon.
I heard that the Borderlands movie was terrible.
Yes, Borderlands I heard was terrible as well. I haven't seen it yet.
Which makes sense because they didn't cast for the characters; they casted for the names.
No, here's the problem. The problem was Eli Roth got the script. He was the director.
Okay.
He got the script. He's like, I'm gonna do not anything with the script. The script apparently was faithful to the games, and he took the script and made it completely different.
Hold on, you don't know who Eli Roth is?
No. Why would I know who that is?
He made the Hostel movies. Cabin Fever.
He made the what?
The Hostel movies.
He did Cabin Fever.
Yeah, he did. That was his first movie. He did. It was Cabin Fever.
Nice.
I think I've seen Cabin Fever. I've never seen any of the Hostel movies.
He's a horror director for the most part.
The Green Inferno remake. It's really good.
Yep. Got nothing for you, bud.
Yo, I love the premise of the Green Inferno because he literally go, "What if cannibals got super high?" That's the entire premise of the movie. Like why he came up with it. It's really good.
Nice.
Although I have heard he's kind of a shitlord, so I don't know. You ever seen Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the bear Jew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Eli Roth.
Yeah.
All right. You should have started with that one.
Whatever.
Anyways,
that movie is problematic people, and weirdly, none of them are Nazis in it, which is like super fucking weird. But all right,
so we have hero kills, nudity, dead parents, comic logic. I count Hero Design's costume because Rhonda says that she made her own costume.
Go with it.
Betrayal by a friend because Rhonda assumed those kids were her friends.
Mm-hmm.
The Wilhelm scream, I'm fairly certain I heard it at least twice.
Okay. I didn't. Go ahead.
Animal cruelty because there is no reason those werewolves should have had to eat such bad people, but they did. An origin flashback because we got the origin of the kids on the bus and Mr. Krieg. Product placement and sexual innuendo.
I want to ask you about product placement because the
candy bars.
Candy specifically, they did not use any name brands.
Really? Oh, see, I didn't pay that much attention. I just saw the candy bars and I was like, oh.
Okay. The director, I can't remember his name, Michael Dougherty or something like that. I don't know his name.
Yeah. Michael Daughtry?
Daughtry, I think that might be right. He specifically said we didn't want to get sued by any of these candy companies, so we made our own. Like one of them is named after like one of the producers. I think one of the alcohol bottles is named after one of the DPs. Like, yeah.
That's smart. That was smart of them.
That's neat. Yeah. Well, let me mark that off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Ron. Way to pay attention.
Yeah.
You just got actually.
Yeah. Right, Chuck.
So we just need a whole reel of Joey actuallying us.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's done it at least once every fucking episode. So
I'm the one that goes on IMDb. You guys can go on IMDb and check this stuff out yourself.
Wow, that's too much work. Yeah,
exactly.
I'd rather.
That's why you make. That's why you make the big bucks, Joey.
Yeah, that's why
you make the really. You guys to do that? No, I ask you to watch a movie and come on and talk about it.
Right,
and we appreciate you for that.
That's why you make the really mediocre dollars, Joe.
Yeah.
Chuck, Spawn Cape.
Yeah.
Look, if there was CG in this, it looked great because I didn't fucking notice it. I think everything was practical. Yeah, I don't think there was.
I think so.
I think you're right. If there was CG,
it was not noticeable.
The hand crawling might have been CG for a little bit of it.
That's fair.
If it was, it didn't look like it.
That's what I'm saying.
It looked like the whatever they used for like the puppetry for is it thing from Addams Family?
Thing, because cousin it is the hair thing.
Right. Yeah. Which was just like a puppeteering hand.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was actually a hand, and the guy was just
had like
blue screened out,
or whatever. Yeah.
Or green screened out. Yeah.
Oh, really? I always thought it was like a robot hand the whole time. Interesting.
All right.
That's why it's able to go up in the air and do things, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 out of 972. Big farther away. You want numbers further away.
I can never remember.
That's what I remembered this time.
No,
numbers further away.
Chuck changes every now and then because he forgets.
Yeah. One for one.
Sometimes I dyslexa. Right, 1-to-1 is Spawn. So the closer the numbers. No, the closer the numbers are together specifically,
the better.
Yeah, the closer they are to one means the worse they are because that's the Spawn cape.
The Spawn cape does it look like shit now when it was supposed to be revolutionary at the time? Spawn is the 1-to-1.
We introduced this a year ago. I forget what the actual.
Well, see, we did it wrong when we started.
We do it wrong every fucking episode. That's why
Chuck's gotten it right for like 3 episodes.
Yeah,
not in a row though. Not in a row.
So this one is 3 out of 900 and whatever.
Do you know when I remember it? It's when I listen to the newestly dropped episode the same day that we record because it stays in my brain. It's like, oh yeah, we fucked that up. I can't fuck that up this time. So
awesome. All right, Ron, boob count.
We have a boob count of 4. There's
more.
So was I, especially when they all started tearing their clothes off. But so many of them just covered them up.
I'll say you see side boob. You don't see actual.
Yeah, but you see 2. You see 2 in that spot, and then when the dude's watching the porn tape, you also see 2.
Nature special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really worried the first time I saw this movie. He was putting in something called the nature special when she said to go ahead and put on the tape. Because I thought maybe they had some kind of weird bestiality thing.
They legitimately look like they have the most boring sex. Like straight
absolutely.
up, like holy shit, dude. She deserved to die. Like that dude deserved better. Holy fuck.
All right. Chuck.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what do you give this?
Is this a trick or treat movie? It is a trick or treat movie. It is the quintessential trick. It is the only trick or treat movie other than Trick or Treat. This is my favorite Halloween themed movie. This, it's funny when we talk about my favorite movies of all time. This barely, if I can remember to put it on the list, it ends up on the list. That being said, top 5. I don't know if it makes top 5. It definitely makes top 10. But if we Hall of Fame the top 2, it absolutely makes it into 3 or 4 slot. Weirdly enough, because especially if I'm doing that right around this time, I remembered how good this movie is. Yeah. But then I kind of forget about it the rest of the year because it is a Halloween movie, and I only really watch it during Halloween.
That is the bad thing about, like you said at the beginning, bad thing about the Halloween movies, bad thing about holiday movies.
Yeah.
Is you only watch it at that time.
Only watch it.
Yeah, it's like watching the Boondock Saints on St. Patrick's Day.
Right. It's like watching, just
Thanksgiving
Friends.
on Thanksgiving on the Thanksgiving movie.
Go watch Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown's an asshole.
What the fuck is up that?
He is kind of an asshole, anyway.
But he's not. He's like pathetic.
He's a simp bitch, that's for sure.
There's that too, yeah.
He's a beta. Yo, I can't. Yo, we should. I'm gonna try to start a thing where I get alphas talking about how much of a beta on the internet Charlie Brown is. My score for this is so good. This is such a good movie. I love this movie. Everything about it, even the inconsistencies. Shit. 9.09. Because I don't think I like it as much as Rogue One. And, even though a Hall of Fame Empire Strikes Back. Oh, wait, though. Well, I already said my score. I definitely like it way more than Toxic Avenger, but...
Yeah, what'd you give Toxic Avenger? That was
9.98 or something.
9.94?
Something like that.
Gotta find it back in the list somewhere.
Let's see.
You gave it a 9.7.
I gave Toxic Avenger a 9.7?
Yeah.
I was fucking trolling you guys for sure.
I was thinking
100%.
You were going to take it. Because Jordan definitely did tank that one.
Yeah. Okay, like fucking ignore that score. Yeah, a 9.09.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm at. It is slightly better than a solid 9, for sure. But not quite a 9.1 in my book. And that's it's also an easy watch. It's only an hour and 22 minutes.
Right?
I watched the first 30 minutes of it on a treadmill, and then I came home and just put it on and enjoyed it, By the way, found out I'm not allowed to watch things that have boobs at the gym. Found that
out.
Why are they looking at your phone?
The staff. Because it was like fuck.
Because Chuck actually had it on the big screen in front of
actually No, the owner of the gym was walking past and saw it. She goes, "Oh, what are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching a movie for a podcast." She goes, "All right, well, please make sure what you're watching is appropriate." Because it was the scene where they're fucking.
The porno?
Yeah, the porno. She just happens to fucking see the 3 seconds of tits. Yeah. So, I found that out. Yeah. Anyway, Ronald?
All right, so I love Halloween. Everybody that knows me knows that. This is a great Halloween movie. It's got, spooky shit. It's got fun shit. It's got boobs. Like, what more could I ask for in a movie, realistically? And so my score reflects it. I gave it a 9.75.
Wow!
I told you I really like this movie.
Wow, that's promo levels of voting there. Does that mark it as your second favorite movie of all time? Did you mark that higher than what you gave Willow?
No, Willow was a 10.
Did you give Willow a 10? I don't remember.
Uh-huh. I think this might be the second highest movie for me.
Yeah. You'd have to check it yourself. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't check it right now. It's on my phone.
I think it is. Because I feel like you rarely ever give anything a 9. So
that's true. This Willow got over, and maybe I think Stardust might have been up in the 9s, but I can't remember. Was Stardust in this book or the last book?
No, it was definitely in the 8s because we tanked it.
It was high 8s. No, you tanked it. Ron,
yeah, because that was a dumb fucking movie. That didn't make any sense.
It was great.
Yeah, it's fine. I watched it while I was at work, which didn't help. But Joey,
I also really enjoy this movie. It is one like I said, and I know Ron said too. We try to watch it every Halloween.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's Halloween movie. You got a bunch of killings. You got the anthology thing, which is not really even an anthology. It's just stories woven together. Sam, I love Sam as a character.
As you could tell by your full body costume that you have.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
It's actually, I've seen him in it. It's fantastic.
I've seen it too. I remember seeing it on Facebook one time.
It's pretty intense. It's great. Like I mean, also me wearing that costume, I was the cover for the Nightmare on Berry Street, the little local
here in town.
Yeah. Kind of great. It's
Is it hot? It looked hot.
God, it was hot as hell.
Yeah, I believe
I
that.
worked through a PopCon this past year, and I had it on for all of 2 hours because I'm like, I can't do this for.
And he was sweaty for the rest of the day.
Gross.
It was bad.
Damp.
But no, love the movie. Like I said, I bought it when it came out. I saw it in theaters when I got the opportunity. This is great. I gave it a 8.65. There is a few mistakes, but not like nothing that is terrible because I still love the movie.
Yeah.
So with that, we get a combined score of 9.16.
Damn.
Which drops it in at our new number 2.
Oh, man. All right.
Dark Knight. The Dark Knight at a 9.2 is just above it.
And that's because of you two fucks.
That's a good movie.
It's an okay movie.
Do I like this better than I like Trick or Treat? No, I think I like Trick or Treat. Well, I don't know. I'll think about that.
Wait, what movie is our number 1 movie?
The Dark Knight.
Are you sure?
What happened to Batman Beyond Return of the Joker?
That was a 9.
Because I have us down as The Dark Knight for a 7.87.
That's what?
No, that was your score.
Hold on.
Whoa!
Now I have to go back.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Oh, you know what? My score was 9.2. I guess I was just trying to reject there.
All right, so that makes more sense.
So we have a new number 1 then. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that up. Sorry.
Man, I was like,
Okay,
yeah,
so that's after our 100, so we're good. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna call it here right now. I don't think anything's beating this. I think
probably
this is
not,
because I think as we progress, we are going to get very cynical with a lot of.
We are definitely going to be a lot more critical with a lot of the movies. Well, especially the movies that like the newer ones, like when we get into like the MCU and the whatever DC calls theirs. Yeah.
DCU.
And Excrement Universe.
Yep. Taking a big Schneider on it, you know what I mean? Mom, I Schneidered my pants. Never trust a Schneider, you know what I mean?
I'll let you guys have that one.
No,
thanks. We appreciate that.
No, thank you.
But all right. So
Chuck, where can they find you?
Hey, you know where you can find me? Patreon.com/professional casual. As little as $3.01, you head directly support this show. And I can only say thank you.
Oh, you know what?
You got it, Joe? You figured it out? What'd you do?
I grabbed the wrong
chart.
There's
a door opening. What is happening behind? There's a lot of shit happening on the screen right now. Head over to our YouTube channel. Link in the description below if you're only an audio listener. You can find me over at patreon.com/professional casual. Professional casual. 301 directly supports this show, helps us. Joey puts way too much fucking time and energy into this fucking show to never not get paid. Please support.
And to not be able to trick or treat. And he needs to go trick or treating, so give us money so we can take him.
Yeah. And then we'll get paid, and all that money goes into supporting the show. It gives Ron more reason to make more shirts. You know what I mean? Because we'll actually know that there are fans other than just us that actually care about this show. And, maybe Joey and I will actually release once a month idea we had where we're thinking about watching the
Patreon. I thought you want to do that for a whole thing.
So I thought about it, but it's like why not just do it for Patreon? So we had this idea where once a month we would watch the latest and greatest of some type of series. So like the best movie or the first movie, depending, because most of the time those are the same thing. and like the latest remake, because that's all Hollywood ever does is like the remakes. And what originally spawned this was Child's Play. I love Child's Play. It's like my favorite horror like series because I really like the Chucky show on top of everything else. Franchise, thank you. I wanted to say fandom, and I knew that wasn't right. It's my favorite franchise.
No, because that fandom's pretty cringe.
I don't think so.
I was just shit. Don't worry about it, Chuck. Anyways,
that's fair. It's fine. Actually, I think it's better than most. Because the crow's like right there. So anyway, but Joey and I were talking about it where we'd watch the greatest and the latest. And it's like, yeah, why not just do that for Patreon? So we actually have a reason to come fucking check us out. Give us $3, you get an extra episode. $3.01 specifically. So patreon.com/professionalcasual. If we can get people to sign up, then we'll start doing it. That's how we look at it. You know what I mean? But we want to make content. We want to make more content for you, the listener. Ronald, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game, and you can find me right here on this podcast. Joey, if you're done being confused, where can
hold on? Let's see if I can figure it out. Ready? Here we go. You can find Joey at Comic Book Rundown, Threads, Comic Book Rundown. Do I have that reverse?
Instagram and Threads, Comic Book Rundown.
Okay, Instagram and Threads, Comic Book Rundown. You can find him at Walk of the Multiverse, where he's doing like 900 other fucking shows because this dude apparently doesn't want any other hobbies except for podcasting. You can leave us a review. And if you leave us a review on your podcasting as a choice, we'll read it on an upcoming episode, which obviously nobody fucking does because we never read any. So do that too, please. Like, subscribe. All right. Leave fucking reviews. That's how people find the show. You can find all of our merch over at Redbubble or TeePublic. Links down below. Go buy fucking Ron's art. You know what I mean? Like that's like fucking support local artists. All right. And go to TeePublic. The quality of the shirt is better. Trust me, it's worth it. What else am I missing?
Email. comicrundown@gmail.com.
Yeah. Send us an email. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want us to do over at patreon.com. Or just head over to patreon.com/professionalcasual and you can just actually, you know what? Sign up, but then email us because we won't get those messages for sure. Yeah. So all right. I think that's everything.
Next movie.
All right, let me try to guess what the next movie is. You ready?
Why are you being
sorry? So are we still in the Halloween era of things? We're out of the Halloween.
This is going to be our last Halloween movie because we have our yearly thing next week.
Okay, so we'll be we're bringing Jordan Zeilinger back on.
Yep.
To do Star Wars Episode 7? A Returning Hope? I forget what that movie's called. The First Order?
The Force Awakens.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Hope Dies, I think is what it was called. Yeah. Actually, no, that's the next one.
That's 9.
It's 8, I think was the Hope Dies because everybody hated it so much or whatever. I don't remember.
Last Jedi was great. Anyway, sorry.
We'll get there.
I figured out what the problem was. I was on my list, like my individual list, and that's what I was reading off of. That's why I put Dark Knight at 9.2. So Trick or Treat still is our number 1, though.
Hell yeah, it is.
It's still number 1. Just behind that is Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker at an 8.58, I believe.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think we're looking at the number 1 contender then.
Yeah, I think this is it. Unless we stumble upon something in the mid 90s we weren't expecting and it just knocks out of the fucking park.
There is some good ones out there. I don't know if like Wheels. Like I remember I really like The Losers. But it's not top, but I think it get kind of close.
I went and saw that in theaters with Mito and Georgie in the group, and afterwards they were like, so Chris Evans' character in that, they're like, it's just you. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
That tracks, actually.
Yeah, I think what will happen is we will just start looking at like the number 2 spot as like the spot to be in, because this will probably be Hall of Famed. You know what I mean? Like this will become our Hall of Fame movie, and number 2 becomes kind of the new number 1 of the things we're trying to figure out here.
Trying to knock out, yeah.
So, Force Awakens, this is the start of all of my friends hating Poe Dameron because he's a poorly written character, and that's all I ever remember of these movies. I haven't seen these movies since.
See, the only thing I remember is that Flynn and Ray in the first movie, Finn, yeah, are like, oh hey, these two are going to get together. They're going to be a couple, and then in the next movie, it's like, what if we just push out the POC and make it 2 white people that are in love again? And
but not. But even that, you don't really get that with Poe and Ray. Like they.
No, I was actually talking about Driver.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Han Solo's
except for I think that they're fucking brother and sister, even when it's revealed that they're not, and I'm very fucking confused. So anyway, we'll get to it.
We'll talk about next week. Okay, we'll talk about next.
Chuck, if you watch the Force Erections, I believe in that one they're step siblings.
Yeah, probably that would make sense.
All right, I'm ending this.
Chuck, bye.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo and scoop-a-doo. It's time for you not listen to Rundown Reviews no more.